Alright everyone, now we have to talk about the drug-fueled gay orgy that got broken up by Vatican police a few days ago, one of the main cardinal's aides there. And this comes, I think, a week or so after, like, the number 4 dude in all of the Catholic Church, like the head of the Catholics in Australia. I can't remember his name. He's an old dude, and so they don't really want him to travel to face trial because he might die en route. I don't know. But he was either sexually harassing people or assaulting them or something in the past. And I don't think that involves children. So I'm more ambivalent about it, maybe, because it's like, well, yeah, he's a freaky priest or something who, you know, he's a priest, of course. But this is par for the course in the Vatican. They're into some weird shit. Now, the gay lobby idea that the Vatican has spawned, the Pope himself has spoken of this, the idea that there's a gay lobby in the Vatican of homosexual priests or whatever that seek to shield one another and then do their gay stuff there. I suspect that that story is being used as a cover for the fact that this is simply normal behavior in the Vatican. That is, the Vatican is a political organization before it's a religious one. The Catholic Church, at least its hierarchy, its upper systems, that is, the cardinals, the people in the Vatican themselves, the sort of business people that run everything there. They're little more than a corporate venture. They own all sorts of businesses and housing around Rome and elsewhere in the world. The Catholic Church owns a huge amount of land, large number of businesses. They own the same publishing house that produces the Satanic Bible as part of one of its subsidiaries, which is probably the funniest statement you can make about the Vatican. I suspect that drug-fueled gay orgies are more common than you would like to believe in the Vatican City and, in fact, in Catholic institutions around the world. And it's not just limited, I'm not just going to limit it to Catholicism. Like, the same sort of weird stuff happens among the House of Saud in Saudi Arabia. They go to their palaces, and while they're telling people alcohol is haram, they're getting drunk. They're telling people premarital sex is haram. They have their own, like, concubines and prostitutes and stuff. It's just, they drive their fast cars while everyone else is still riding a pack mule or something. It's just sort of the way things work. This happens within megachurches all the time. You get some megachurch pastor, and those around them may be religious, but the pastor themselves, like a Ted Haggart, like smoking meth and hiring male prostitutes. You get like a Peter Popoff or somebody like that, and they're not authentic. That's because these power structures explicitly are for profit. Predominantly, above all else, they have to be able to make money in order to pay for their entire scheme. Tithing alone doesn't do that these days. It simply doesn't. In order to maintain their gold-gilded cross lifestyle in their lavish silk-lined apartments for all of these cardinals, they need a lot of money. Where do they get that money? They've got something that politicians and other corporate heads and the legacy media want, which is moral sway over hundreds of millions of people. So they give that and they get kickbacks. And that's all they do. And they launder it all through their little business entities. And so I suspect that this is fairly common. I don't think this is just it's once in a blue moon some priest acts up and you know, does something wrong, something perverted, or is a drug user. Now, I think it happens all the time, and this is just one of the few times that we actually discover that it's happening. I don't think there's a gay lobby in the Vatican. I think there are simply a lot of gay people known of in the Vatican, and that the story was spawned so that if word gets out, it's exactly like this, and something happens, and it gets busted up, the Pope gets to sit aside and say, oh, well, I told you, yeah, there's, like, you know, an entrenched gay lobby in the Vatican or something. But I'll say this. I don't really care if some cardinal is having a drug-fueled gay orgy. I don't care. It's the Catholic Church that pretends to have a problem with these things. I don't care. It doesn't involve pedophilia. It didn't involve like a rape gang or something. It didn't involve drug dealing. It was just a bunch of dudes getting together to sodomize each other. Okay, well, they're adults. They did it voluntarily. Who cares? The Vatican will pretend to have a problem with it and pretend that it's astonishing, it's revolting. Oh, we never thought it could happen in the Vatican itself. Yeah, of course it does. It happens all the time. Maybe the Pope's into that stuff for all you know. You'd never find out about it. Who fucking cares? It's like they had that gay bathhouse, I think, in Rome or something, and they owned that. And then that was its explicit purpose. They're like, oh, well, it's just a property that we hold, and we just discourage this. But yeah, gay people come to this bathhouse. It's just a bathhouse. And they come and they have, like, gay sex and stuff. There's nothing we can do about it because, you know, more reasons. Yeah, of course. There's no specific other reason why you own this property. You didn't own it because you wanted, like, the bishops and the priests to be able to go there and take a relaxing weekend with Enrique or something like that. Of course you do. Just like you own the publishing firm that releases the Satanic Bible. It's just a money-making venture. A title makes a lot of money. Of course you're willing to publish it. Of course you are. You'd publish anti-Catholic literature if you thought that you could do so and not get caught out as having done so. It's just the way the Vatican works. It's a little theocratic microstate. It's a corrupt little money laundering scheme. It's just like the House of Saud. Organized religion is like this. That's why I shy away from organized religion. Spirituality's fine. What could be more anti-spiritual than the Catholic Church? Other than maybe the Wahhabists that run like the House of Saud. Maybe them. Maybe them. Otherwise, no, you're looking at the Catholic Church. The Pope's a fool, a Marxist fool. Those around him are largely old fools. It's just the way that it operates. In the Catholic Church on the local level, yeah, there's some good charitable stuff that goes on. None of it involves the Vatican really having much to do with it other than saying, yes, you can operate this charity. Yes, you can feed this group of orphans because they're very legalistic. They need to sign 10 forms before you get some cardinal's consent to do anything in the Catholic Church. And that's really what it's about. Some priest might be a perfectly spiritual, wonderful person. Some group of nuns, they might be very, very pious. Some group of monks in a monastery. Wonderful. They do a great spiritual job for their flock. But then you get the Pope, who's basically a political figure, and you get all these other figures that are basically businessmen. That's what these cardinals really are. They give political favors and they conduct business. They get a lot of money. They're taken care of. Don't let them fool you. They have their hands in all sorts of stuff. That's about all. Peace out.